We're into February, and that means it's time to start thinking about the NFL draft. He's Paul Dottino. I am John Schmeelk. The mock drafts are out, coming off of the Senior Bowl and Shrine Bowl. So let's take a look at what some of the selections that experts are making for the Giants at pick number 25. Paul, let's start with the Godfather, Mel Kiper. He's been doing this the longest. He made this an industry. Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. That's after transferring from Pitt. He was with Kenny Pickett at Pitt, was very productive. Caleb Williams this year also really productive at USC.
John, you understand why they would say wide receiver, because the Giants' wide receiving room is going to be very thin with the guys who are coming back. Remember the free agents, and as well as Sterling Shepard coming off of that injury. You just don't know what his future is. So you'd understand why they'd go to that position. When you talk about Addison, the Pitt transfer, I think the interesting thing that I wrote down about him is that he's smart, he runs great routes, and he's got really good ball skills. Now, he did have an ankle injury, which did force him to miss a handful of games this past season. You know the medicals are going to want to check on that.
Yeah, one of the better all-around wide receivers in the draft for sure. Let's go to Mel Kiper's ESPN colleague, Matt Miller. He did a two-round mock. We'll spend more time on the first-round player. A little early to talk about the second round here. Another wide receiver poll, Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee, 67 catches, over 1,200 yards. This guy has speed.
Yeah, another productive guy who makes big plays. Now, when you're looking at him, he's the Biletnikoff Award winner, which is the top wide receiver in Division I in the nation, named after the former Raider Freddie Biletnikoff. Runs great routes. He's got speed. He's got hands. He did run out of that Tennessee spread offense, though, and you're going to have to learn a little more of the pro style as you make that graduation to the big-time level.
15 touchdowns, 19 yards per catch for him. Very productive. Second-round pick, Joe Tippmann, a center out of Wisconsin. Paul, I'll play this into Danny Kelly's pick for the Giants in the first round from the Ringer. He has Drew Sanders out of Alabama, the linebacker, 6'5", 230. So first, Tippmann, obviously we know about Wisconsin offensive lineman. Really good history there. And then the Giants could use a middle linebacker as well.
Well, let's talk about the center first, because you've got free agents in Gates and Feliciano. So there's a lot of uncertainty as to what the Giants will do at that spot, whether they want to move one of their other offensive linemen from the guard spot to center, or they go after this rookie. Tippmann's he needs some polish and he needs to work on his punch, but we're talking about a team at Wisconsin was number 2 in rushing in the Big Ten this year. So you know he's going to be physical, powerful, and will block well in the run game. When you look at the linebacker, Sanders, out of Arkansas, formerly at Alabama. All right, so we're talking about two very impressive programs down in the SEC. 3-down backer, athletic. There's a little bit of question as to how he'll do in one-on-one coverage against some tight ends and some running backs, because he hasn't had to do a lot of that in college, but he's got all the measurables and all the tools to be a really good player.
Former edge player, now an off-ball linebacker once he transferred from Alabama to Arkansas. We'll continue to look at these mock drafts throughout the draft process, folks. Thanks for being with us. For Paul Dottino, I'm John Schmeelk. We'll see you next time.